everything happens because because of the mental health. So
Not too long ago, we had Rondell Moore.
oh yeah,
That story came out.
yeah.
Just last year, that Kyron Lacey story came out.
And many times it's because no one speaks up. Live your life right. But also, a lot of people come to me is like, oh, it's because you guys judge. I was like, I don't judge. But there's always going to be this type of people. And
Luke 17:3, one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible. Condemned and you will not be condemned.
Exactly.
Just the other day, me and my mother were just talking, and she said something that like hit me. My mom said, men don't cry. Men aren't supposed to cry.
Oh, yeah, I heard that a lot.
Sometimes it's good for you.
Many times we are praying to God to get us out of the storm. Get me out of the storm. Sometimes we just need to sit in the middle of the storm and thank Him. I grew up wanting to impress my dad all the time. So I was like, I want to be like you. And my dad was like, you don't want to be like me. Don't be like me. And I remember those words. And then my mom would pray for my dad all the time, and out of nowhere, dude, I tell you not, my dad changed like a 360.
Good. I do that so we can sync the audio with the camera.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, so you know where to...
The spike on the audio, when you see the waveform, you notch it, and now the lips match at the same time. So
Yeah. See, man.
That's why we need Anton, man.
That's why we needed Anton.
That's why we need
The
him,
Lord
man.
is good. Are we recording now?
we are recording.
Oh, okay. Don't clip that. This is our first podcast.
Just go where you want to...
Go with the flow.
Just go where you want to start, and
All
then
right.
we'll go there.
So, honestly, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is our first episode. My name is Fernando. I go by Fernie. And my co-star,
I'm Connor.
my boy Connor. Yeah, I'm like unk to him for real. Like,
16 years.
yeah, pretty much.
But
It's
somehow
a huge difference.
it worked.
It's
Old
like
soul.
old soul for real. Old soul trapped in a teenage body.
But on the other hand, you're also kind of young
Young.
in the age.
Yeah, but my body tells you other.
The gray hairs tell me
The gray hairs
otherwise.
tell you that I'm old. But anyways, everything's cool about my boy Connor. He is, except for his shirt. I don't like his shirt. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, I allow it, I guess. But like I have a choice. But honestly, guys, thank you for tuning in. This is our first podcast, and I honestly wanted to open up and just introduce ourselves. Honestly, I am 36 years old. I've always had a vision of just sharing the word, but I just didn't know how. I am a PK, pastor's kid. I do lead worship at my dad's church. I started going to church when I was 10, but honestly, I never had the encounter of the Holy Spirit or anything like that until I was like 15. And that's when I got baptized. When I was 15, I took the step about getting baptized. And it's just, I can honestly say God has never left me through the whole situations that I've gone through my life. And maybe one day I'll open up and tell you my whole testimony. But my testimony is really long, so we're not going to go there. But my boy Connor, we would just sit at Chick-fil-A. We met at Chick-fil-A. Sadly, he left. I was really sad and heartbroken. I was crying for the whole week at work. And they were like, what's wrong?
Oh.
I was like, nothing. My pleasure all the time for no reason. But I'll let my boy Connor introduce himself and tell you who he is.
I'm Connor. I am 20 years old, much younger than my boy Fernando over here.
Yeah, a lot younger.
I grew up, like, my mother was a born-again Christian. My grandparents were heavily religious. My dad, on the other hand, not so much. My dad was more of I'd say, I don't want to say drug addict, but, like, he was kind of
Not in the good
edgy.
steps,
He,
yeah.
he just wasn't in the right steps, and then he found my mom. And he kind of he had my brother, and he was still, like, down that path. But then he had me, and he kind of just changed his ways. And I feel like my mom helped him lead him to the Lord
That's good.
in such a way. And as a kid, we always went to church. It was always like a community church, Baptist church. and I got baptized at 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
And when I was about 14, 15, when I got into high school, fell off from the Lord, just completely fell off. And I've told you this before.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the wrong kids. I was smoking, not doing the right stuff, and then came to Chick-fil-A. And
he met the love of his life. No, I'm just kidding. No, well, I mean he met his sweetheart there.
But
I was talking about me though.
So I met you, and I met Anton, and y'all, like, I heard you talking about the gospel,
Yeah.
and I wanted to join in.
Yeah, I remember that day.
And
I remember that we were all sitting in that corner, right where the air vent just like shoots cold air.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you just jump in and you're like, "Hey, I'm interested," and you just jumped in, and me and Anton were just sharing about the word. We were talking about Hebrews, chapter 1. Remember that? Yeah, we started reading chapters, and the crazy thing is, like, I never understood why I entered a storm in that time period. And I applied at Chick-fil-A, I applied at other jobs, and the crazy thing is, like, the only job that called me was Chick-fil-A. And I was like, okay, I need a job. I need a job ASAP. So I feel like God took me there to teach me and to help me out of my anxiety and my depression, because, to be honest, working there, everybody received me like I was family, and it was not it's not like.
And the thing about Chick-fil-A is not everyone is religious at Chick-fil-A. There's a bunch of different types of people at Chick-fil-A.
And the crazy thing is, like, we don't criticize there. We just like, we all accept each other for who we are.
Yep. And
it helped me build and like get over my anxiety. I feel like the Lord used that job helped. I honestly, Chick-fil-A just opened doors for me in every way that I didn't think was possible for me. And meeting you there, I was like, man, I lost a whole bunch of friendships, friendships that I called brothers. And I was like, I'm never going to have a friendship like that again. And I ran into you, and then I ran into Anton. And honestly, I feel like God blessed me with you guys. And you were the ones like, hey, man, you should start a podcast. And I was like, you think so? And the crazy thing is, like, everybody would tell me, it's like, you would be a great radio host. And I was like, you think so? Because of my voice and yada yada. And I was like, I don't know. I never tried to take the step.
The way you speak in your cadence.
When I'm in my element, you can say, or in my moment. So I honestly am I'm just blessed to just start it today. And I actually wanted, like you said, like, your mom brought your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Same for my mom. My mom grew up in a Christian home, and she came to the United States at the age of 15. And she lived with some aunts up in Odessa, and she just somehow came down to Denton, Texas, where she met my dad. My dad, I never had a great relationship with my dad until we healed. That's another story for another time. Just to make the story short, my mom never gave up on my dad. My dad was a drunk. I think it was one of the worst things that I got to see. I grew up wanting to impress my dad all the time. So I was like, I want to be like you. And my dad was like, you don't want to be like me. Don't be like me. And I remember those words. And then my mom would pray for my dad all the time, and out of nowhere, dude, I tell you not, my dad changed like a 360. From like a Saturday, we weren't home, and a Sunday morning, he woke us up. He got us ready. I was like, oh, okay, we're going to go buy something at the store so we can have our weekend party with all his friends over the house. No, he hit us with, get ready, we're going to church. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh, we're going to Catholic church. I'm going to be so bored. I was like, what's the point of me going? I remember. And then we went to a church called Sobre la Roca here in Denton, and that's where it all started. I never thought my dad would change. And honestly, God has worked on my dad in a tremendous way that I can say God is real. And many people's like, oh, Christianity is a religion. I always like to say it's not a religion. It's a way of life, how you live your life. Live your life right. But also, a lot of people come to me is like, oh, it's because you guys judge. I was like, I don't judge. But there's always going to be this type of people. And
Luke 17:3, one of my favorite verses in the whole Bible. Condemned and you will not be condemned.
Exactly. So, I mean, and now a lot of people are like, no one can judge me. Only God can judge me. And I understand.
Who am I to judge you if I myself
I
walk as an
understand.
imperfect man?
I completely understand that. And I'm not going to judge you, you know? And a lot of people is like, oh, I can't open up because you're going to judge me. I'm like, dude, if only you knew what I've gone through or what I've committed, you'd be like, who are you to tell me to change, you know? But the difference is that we accept our mistake and we go to the Lord and be like, God, please forgive me for what I've committed, and actually walk away from it. Not just keep, let's say, I stole something yesterday. And I'm like, dang, Lord, I'm sorry, I stole. And then do it again the next day. So you're not really walking away. You're not really sorry. You know, you got to walk away from it. And I feel like God has used my dad in a huge way to just help me in life. I am grateful for how my dad raised me. I feel like I would have been I would have got lost, dude. I honestly would have smoked weed. I would have drank. I would have gone parties. I think I would have been locked up. I think I would have been in a bad path. I probably wouldn't even be here. But I feel like God has a purpose for everybody. And if I honestly gone through anxiety and depression so bad, like I've had health anxiety, and overcoming that is hard. And a lot of people will be like, oh, you know, just think about something else, or think about, no, you won't know how bad it is until you've gone through it, until someone experiences it. So when I hear someone going through it, it breaks me, because I'm like, I know how that feels. So my thing is, like, I try to share the word to them. Like, hey, God just asks you to cast all your anxieties to him, you know? And then I like to just be positive all the time. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people say, I don't get you. How are you so positive? I was like, well, how are you always in a happy mood? It's not your fault that I'm going through something that, you know, and I ruin your parade, you know. And I feel like God calls us to be different. And it's honestly been hard for me to learn. I used to take it out on my kids. I used to take it out on my siblings. I used to take it out on my parents. I used to just be rude. I was not the person that you met at Chick-fil-A, dude. Like, honestly. You probably would have been like, I don't want to be friends with this guy. Forget this guy. You know what I mean? But God doesn't call us to do that. God calls us to be different. And honestly, I'm grateful that I met you at Chick-fil-A. And that's that I've always said. I always pray. I'm like, Lord, I know Connor's not here anymore, but keep Connor safe where he's at. I always felt like this huge connection, especially when you left and I gave you the Bible. And
yes, I wanna get back to that. So during high school, like, I wouldn't really say I was like that bad kid, but I definitely was not in the right path. I was definitely away from the Lord. Like I told you, like, I lost my Bible when I moved to Texas. And, you know, I had relationships in high school. I didn't take them seriously, and that led to, you know, I've gotten cheated on multiple times.
Yeah.
And the last time that it happened to me, I kind of just, like, took a step back and just really just evaluate everything. And that's, like, a couple months later, that's when this happened.
Yeah.
And it really changed me in a way where I can get back and I can feel God again.
Yeah.
And that's when I met Chloe, and it almost felt like God was giving me another chance.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've never felt this way.
Yeah.
And with someone.
Yeah.
And you giving me that Bible just, like, meant the world to me. It meant everything to me. And I appreciate you for that, man.
Yeah, of course, man. And I told you, I even cried when I hugged you when I gave you that gift. I always wanted the best for you. And I ever since we interacted, it was just a weird. I'm not gonna call it weird, but honestly, the connection we had on the first time, dude, it was like, what's up?
We just met.
Like, what's up?
Like, what's up, man?
So honestly, dude, that's what. And I was telling my parents, I was like, God brought me to Chick-fil-A for a reason. I might not understand it, and maybe not the same. I'm not economically where I used to be, but God has given me enough to be okay. But for some reason, I was brought to Chick-fil-A, and I feel like God is still working on that and working on me while using people at Chick-fil-A to better myself. And if I can be a positive or a change to someone's life, I'm gonna do it. If I can share happiness to that person, I'm going to do it. And I remember when I went and go get you the gift at Target, I took my kids and I was telling them, hey guys, help me find something for Uncle Connor. Noah was running in the toy section trying to find you a toy. I was like, buddy, he's 20. He don't play with toys. And then he, by the way, thank you for that huge gift that you gave my kid, man. He won't forget that. So he definitely you really did something big there for him.
I knew doing that, for one, was going to mean a lot to him, mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
And I know it was a lot of money, but I knew some way it will come back. And
that's the crazy part, dude. The crazy part is like, okay, let me tell you, this is just amazing. So we had our party, right? And my kid wanted a Nintendo Switch 2. It was like, he wanted it. And I stuck all my tickets in there. And I was like, if it's the Lord, it's going to happen. And it didn't happen, And I tried to talk to him. I was like, hey, buddy, it's okay. We'll get you a Nintendo Switch. And out of nowhere, Connor just calls me. He's like, hey, you still at Chick-fil-A? I was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, I'm going to pull up. Meet me at the parking lot. I was like, okay. So I walked out with my kids, and he walked out with the box. Nintendo Switch 2. I was like, dude, you didn't have to do that. And I was like, I'll pay you back. He's like, no, don't worry about it. I did it out of the kindness of my heart. And I want to, if you allow me, I want to give this to Noah. And I was like, yeah, man, go ahead. So I got the little kid out, and then he received it. Oh, boy was crying of happiness, and I've never seen that kid smile so hard before. And the thing is like, man, God's going to, I was like, in my mind, I was like, man, like, I didn't ask for that. Like, and for some people it's like, oh, you're taking advantage. No, I wasn't. I didn't even ask anybody for that. And God blessed you.
God bless me.
In like a matter of
days.
2 days?
Yeah.
Our operator, Matt, God bless Mr. Matt. He's been a huge blessing to many of us. He came up and he blessed you with basically the same amount of that.
He basically paid for it.
He basically paid for it, man. And then I was just amazed. And ever since, I feel like our bond just got a lot stronger. And the crazy thing is, like, we're not constantly talking, dude.
No.
Like, we're not really talking like 24/7, like buddies. And then when we get together, we just like nothing.
It's just pick up right where we left off.
Where we left off. And I like that, I like that. And honestly, it's just a huge testimony. I was like, whoa, when you came and shared it with me. And then another day, I'll show you another testimony of our brother Anton, with another thing that he did that I honestly was amazed too. Of that, he decided to. I don't know if he allowed. I would want him to come up here and say it, but I'll tell you my side, and then in another podcast we can have him tell you the whole juicy part. And I remember a guy came in to Chick-fil-A and he was like, hey, I need a ride. Can y'all give me a ride? And I was like, man, I can't. I got to go to my kid's house. I got to go take care of my kids. And then he was like, oh, I understand. And I knew this guy from high school, which is crazy. And I felt so bad, man. And I honestly gave him $10. And I promoted out his meal. I just felt bad. I felt like, man, he needs help. So I try to help him as much as I can. And then Anton comes and he asks Anton. Anton decides to get him an Uber that cost him like $50 Uber. He just simply paid for it. And sadly, the guy missed the Uber, and the Uber literally took half the money. So Anton lost $25. Mm-hmm. And I remember Anton come to me. He's like, man, that guy missed the Uber. And I could see Anton was not happy. And I stopped him right mid-sentence. I was like, wait. Before you say anything, did you do it out of your heart? And he said, yes. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing negative. You got $25. You did your part. Now let God work. And the next day he comes, is like, Fernando, I need to tell you something. Something beautiful. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, snap. So it was cold. I remember it was cold. And Anton was walking to his house. It's not that close from Chick-fil-A. It's a good walk.
To ride his bike there.
And he would ride his bike, but this time he decided to walk.
No, my bike was broken.
Oh, his bike was broken. That's right. His bike was broken.
Choice.
So he had no choice but to use his 2 feet, And he told me that he heard someone, not even that far from Chick-fil-A. He said he heard his name in Russian. And I was like, what? And he said, when he said that, he turned around. And the guy from an Uber just stopped. That does Uber Eats from Chick-fil-A. And he recognized Anton. But Anton heard his name in Russian. And this guy is not Russian.
Not even.
He's from Middle East, right?
Yeah, he knows Russian, but he's not a Russian. Yeah.
He knows Russian, but he's not Russian. So he's from the Middle East. And Anton turns around. He's like, hey, man, Anton, jump in. Or, he didn't say Anton. He's like, hey, you need a ride? So Anton decides to jump in, get a ride, and he takes that moment to share the gospel to this guy. And he tells him, hey, did you say my name in Russian? He's like, no, I don't know your name. Which is the craziest part. And then Anton just comes back and tells me that. And then now, months later, and I think it's like, 2 months now?
Yeah.
2 months now, that guy called him and said, hey, I had accepted Christ in my heart. And Anton baptized him.
Anton baptized him?
Anton baptized
When was
him.
this?
He has a video.
No way.
Yes, dude. So I'm telling you. So I'm telling you, the stuff that has happened to me at Chick-fil-A and what I've witnessed of how great God is, I love it, dude. I honestly don't want to leave. Like, I love it. I'm loving this, dude. Like, every moment. The blessing that happened to you, the blessings that have happened to Anton at Chick-fil-A, it's just amazing.
Truthfully, if it was my choice, I would take y'all and move them to my work.
Oh, yeah, your work is pretty tough. It's an hour and driving with real men.
Oh, yeah, it's construction.
Yeah, construction. I used to work construction, so I know how juicy that gets and how.
But no, it was like just after I got the lead, and randomly it came up. Got blessed with that job.
That's good. And I told you, I was like, dude, take it. Take it. If you got blessed with that job, take it. When's that opportunity coming?
I came to you about it.
Yeah.
And
so
it was like, I just got the lead. Like, what was it, like 2 weeks?
Well, you can say it was kind of my fault that he left. But, I mean, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I honestly am happy for Connor that he got that job. And I honestly this has been a month of May. The May is more of mental health. And I know we didn't cover deep into that. Mostly, I just wanted to say that you're not alone. God is with you in every moment. Sometimes you do feel alone. I felt alone. And honestly, just hearing the word or worship or praise or just sitting outside in the porch and try to read the Bible. I know sometimes it's hard, but just hearing some worship. I love music. I love worship, man. If you see me, I'm always listening to music, or I either have my earphones on, I'm listening to music. And I love it. It brings me peace. And playing the guitar, I stopped doing that. And I had so many people like, get back to that. And I've gotten back to that, and I felt so much peace. Like, I forgot how in love I was with worship. Sometimes we can't forget how in love we are with Christ. And many of us have left our first love with Christ. And that's the sad part. Because we start focusing a lot of what other people would think or what's out in the world. And we just completely stop living for Christ. And I stopped doing that. And I am a walking testimony of doing that. And many people know, everybody out there knows that I got divorced. And many people don't know the story, and many people are asking questions, or many people got the side of the story, and maybe they don't hear mine. And there's no two sides. There's only one. I walked away from God, and I didn't leave God in the center of my marriage. So that took a toll in me when I realized that because of my actions of walking away from Christ, I lost my family. I have my kids, but I lost the whole, that like the family, father, mother, son, and children, and I take that on myself. I'm like, Lord, this is on me, because I was the head of the household. I wasn't able to guide my family right, and this is something I always told you: respect and always put God in the center of your relationship. And I like that you have done that. And it's not that I want to like stick my ideas in I've learned from my mistakes. I'm still learning, and I'm still healing from that. And honestly, if I could help anybody out there that is on the verge of their marriage destroying, or couples just, but they want to fix it, put God in the center of your marriage and watch God work. I was too late. I didn't want to accept it. So I didn't put God in my marriage when it started falling apart. I just kept doing what I wasn't supposed to be doing. Kept going out to drink, going out with friends. I started gaming, closing myself from everything, from my family. I started putting my attention and my priorities on something else, because I was trying to get away from all the problems, all the situations. Little did I know that I was losing it. And I thought I was doing right. So for everybody out there, just don't just walk away. Run to Christ. There's a movie that I love. It's called Fireproof. I don't know if you have heard it. Fireproof is such a powerful movie.
I gotta watch it.
Dude, you gotta watch it. It's a Christian movie. The action there and the stuff, it's kind of cheesy. Mm-hmm. But I love it, dude. The story of it, the power of it, of what the message that they try to transmit is so powerful. So if you guys out there are always like trying to find something to do with your husband or your wife, how about this? How about you go get some popcorn or some food and have a movie night? And if you can find Fireproof, I advise you to watch it. It's really good. I give it a 10/10. Honestly, it's a really good movie. But yeah,
I'd say one of my favorite pastimes to do for people that are going through like mental stuff, anxiety, all that. Just talk to God. Just talk to him. You don't always have to ask for something.
Exactly.
Just talk to him like a normal person. Just
like I'm talking to you right now. Like basically, God listens to you. Many times you'll be like, "Oh, he's not listening." Oh, he's listening. He's listening. Trust me. It's us that we walk away. Many times we're like, "Oh, Jesus left me," or "God left me. I don't feel him no more." Oh, no.
Have you ever felt that pain of you were loving someone, but you felt like you weren't loved back?
Yes.
That is how the Lord feels.
Exactly. It's a good point, because many times we only come to God when we need him, and then when we have what we wanted or what we want, we walk away. Oh, we're good. We're doing great. We're fine and dandy. So honestly, it's just we can't just come to God and be like whenever we want, like when we need Him. And that's the thing. Many times we just do that. We're going through a hard moment in our whole entire life, and we run to God. That's when we run to God. But when everything's good and gravy, money-wise, and we're happy, and families, everything's good, we forget. We don't come to God, and we don't give Him thanks. And honestly, if I could just tell you guys, give thanks to God through the tough times and the hard times. And honestly, just be grateful. I've learned that. And it's taken a toll in my life when I was going through a lot until I surrendered and I realized that I need to always give thanks. I need to always come to God, not just when I need Him or when I'm having a bad moment. Come to God every day. I've lost that way. I was told by someone recently that maybe you should get off your phone early in the morning. Instead of going early to your phone, then you need to definitely pray. Wake up, pray, give thanks to the Lord, read your Bible, and then brush your teeth, shower, do everything else. Go sit out on the porch, get some air. I was told that, and they're right. They're absolutely right. All right. Back from our 15-minute break. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, before we start the second section. So I went to Smoothie Kings.
Okay.
Look how huge this thing is, dude. I said I wanted a large, a 32 ounce.
Okay.
Dude literally brought this thing out, dude. This is like this is my size of my head, dude. A little bigger.
What's the large at Chick-fil-A? It's like
32 ounce.
This ain't 32. There's no way.
The Chick-fil-A is 32 ounce.
There's no way this is 32.
That's what I said. I was like, there's no way
Did
this
you
is a
ask him?
32. I said a large 32 ounce. Dude brought this thing out.
Did you pay for a 32?
Yes. And I had a $4 discount.
What'd you get in it?
Angel food. It's a strawberry banana with yogurt.
Okay.
Greek yogurt and protein. And the stomach enhancing or whatever, like for your tummy.
How's your stuff going on?
Dude, it's still horrible, but it's going. Okay. I had my GI appointment a couple of days ago when I left early. Yeah. It went good. I heard good news. So he just gave me medications for it.
So a great story about that. I had to take this dude to the hospital before. In the middle of work.
Anton too, dude. See, this is what I'm telling you guys about. I have had this battle. It's gotten better. You can ask Anton. There are moments he's like, "Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "I'm feeling good. I am rebuking it and I'm declaring it. I'm good." And Anton's like, "Good for you, brother." Because I kid you not, I don't understand how your body works. Like at all. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about the body. All I know is what I've gone to get checked out for. My GI. Again, I have real bad acid reflux.
Yeah.
So I literally have to be sleeping like inclined. So the acid won't come up to my throat or yada yada. So my thing was every time I felt that, my throat would hurt. And then when I was singing at church, it would hurt. And that's what sucked. I love to sing. I love to worship. I love to play. So when that happened, I get so irritated. It's like constant battle in my head. And the worst thing is like I've had that battle of health anxiety. If I feel one thing, I start thinking the worst. Like the first thing that comes to my mind, the worst thing that can happen. And that's not healthy.
Mm-mm.
And the thing is that what makes it worse is I was always checking my symptoms. My heart rate. Oh, how am I feeling? How's my chest?
Checking your pulse.
Checking my pulse. Why am I feeling dizzy? And since you get anxious, anxiety just amplifies everything. Connor actually wanted us to talk about. Actually, it's Connor. And he hit me with this. And he said he wants to go deep. Like how deep?
Well, where are we going to go next?
So we're talking about anxiety, fear, and actually finding peace from God and praying, replacing panic by little by little.
Okay.
honestly, praying for me has worked.
Same here.
Like praying little by little. Many people's like, oh, I don't know how to pray. This is something that I constantly hear. I don't know how to pray. Okay, easy. In the Bible, it shows us how to pray. But prayer isn't about saying all these big words or, how do I say it? Like sounding holy. Does that make sense? Like many of us want to have like a powerful prayer, you know, and that's great. Mm-hmm. But when you're praying to God, talk to Him like I'm talking to you. That's prayer. I honestly think that's prayer for me.
I find it way more peaceful, and I get way more out of it when I wake up in the morning and I'm just like talking to Him, just straight up talking to Him.
Exactly.
I'm not asking for nothing, telling Him what's going on, telling Him all my problems, not asking for anything.
And many times we ask. Sometimes our prayers are more of asking than giving. What are we giving? What are we giving up in our prayer?
I want to say this. The next prayer any of y'all do, don't ask anything. Just thank Him for everything that you've had.
Yes. Yes. Thanking Him is actually something that I lacked before. And I literally was always battling with my mind thinking, oh, why is this happening to me? Why this? Why this, Lord? Why that? Why is everything going wrong? Absolutely wrong. Instead of paying attention to what I have, which is my kids, my family. So I started just giving Him thanks for having my children healthy, having them there with me, and just having a roof over my head, because many people don't have that. And yes, it sucks when we have anxiety and we don't know how to deal with it. But giving Him thanks, and this is something I told someone. Many times we are praying to God to get us out of the storm. Get me out of the storm. And sometimes we just need to sit in the middle of the storm and thank Him. Thank Him. And to walk with us through the storm.
And there's sometimes when you're in that storm, and I've talked to this with Anton over here, that yes, you do got to ask God for guidance, but you also got to do your part.
Yes.
It is a team. You have to do your part. There's I forgot the movie, but it's a football movie, and this kicker comes out, and
facing the Giants?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like a 50-yard field goal. And the highest he's ever made is a 37. And the coach literally tells him, you do the best you can and you leave the rest to God.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. I remember that. And what happened?
Made the kick.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a movie.
It's a movie, but I mean, and there's a verse that I wanted to read. Philippians. Why did I say Philippines? Philippians. Sorry. I usually read in Spanish, so that's probably why I said it. There you go, 4:13. That's actually a good verse.
It's my mom's favorite verse.
You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Philippians 4:13. So, on Philippians chapter 4, verse 6, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So what you were saying, give thanks. It's literally telling you in the word, give thanks. Like what more do you want? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What more light do you want? I like this version. Don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. With thankful hearts, offer up your prayers and requests to God. So with a thankful heart, not with a disappointing heart for what you're going through. And this is something that it was so hard for me to understand. until I put it to work, it started happening. And I started seeing, and I started literally being at peace. Do I still have battles with anxiety and health anxiety? Yes. But God gave us the tools to fight it back.
What is mental health? Why does it matter to you, Fernando?
Mental health for me matters, man. Honestly, even you see it in the sport industry.
Oh, yeah.
You see it a lot.
There's a lot of stories on it.
Like, everything happens because of their mental health. So
not too long ago, we had Rondell Moore.
Oh yeah,
that story came out.
Yeah.
Just last year, that Kyron Lacey story came out.
Yes, and also the story of the Dallas Cowboys player. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
My name was right here, dude. What was his name? Kinlan or Kinlan? That's how you say it, Kinlan. That's another one, dude. And many times it's because no one speaks up.
No one.
Because they feel like
a lot of men don't speak up at all.
I feel like because they bash men more to be like, oh, you're strong, you're a man.
Well, that was how it was. Is that men are supposed to be this way, this way, this way.
Yeah.
Women are supposed to be this way, this way, this way.
Yeah. Which is I don't see it wrong. Women, even in the Bible, it says it. Women are fragile. Treat a woman like a fragile glass. Like, you're not gonna grab a glass roughly because you could break it. You know, women are fragile.
But there are a lot of people that almost disrespect women in a way.
Yeah. That's another thing, dude. When you see that, dude, I'm like, man, why, dude?
Women are precious. They're beautiful creatures. They give birth.
Well, my mom gave birth to me, so I respect my mom every time. Is there moments where I feel horrible for a tone that I talk to my mom? Yeah. And I come and apologize to my mom, like, Mom, that wasn't right. I'm sorry. And then the crazy thing is that mental health for men, it's hard. I honestly don't open up. I'll be honest. I don't open up to anybody. I think the closest I've been to opening up was with you and Anton.
Just the other day, me and my mother were just talking, and she was just going on about stories, like old stories, and she said something that like hit me. She said that my grandpa, on my dad's side, cried at their wedding.
Okay.
And my mom said, men don't cry. Men aren't supposed to cry.
Oh, yeah. I heard that a lot.
Sometimes it's good for you.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. Ever since I was a kid, I was a crybaby, dude. Oh, wait. I am. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll break.
Cowboys fan right here.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut up. I will break, man.
Hey.
Easily.
Game 7 of the ALCS, Mariners, Blue Jays, I cried.
There you go. And then, we men cry over way different things than women do, okay? To be honest, I would hear that every day from my dad. And this is where I tell you that Hispanic dads, it can be the same for other race dads, but for Hispanic dads, I grew up hearing, los hombres no lloran. Aguántese. What does that mean? Men don't cry. You're tough. Tough it out. Shake it. In other words, shake it off. Dust it off. Don't cry. Men don't cry. So I'm not going to lie to you. I cry. I was a big crybaby, man, when I was growing up. And I still am. Even my mom would tell me. And my little one, my son Noah, that boy is literally 2.0 Fernie. Like, I am not going to lie to you. Oh, yeah. That boy, sometimes I look at him like, why are you crying?
I just want to say, just off topic, you have very respectful kids, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have worked hard. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Of course.
My daughter, on the other hand, that's a tough cookie, dude. I don't know where she got it from. Okay, their mom is tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. Their mom is tough.
Mm-hmm.
She's a tough cookie too. But Evie is a whole different story than my little one. My little one will cry for anything. Like if I look at him and he's doing something that he's not supposed to do in the store, and I give him that look, boy will start crying. I'm like, dude, why are you crying? Because you're mad at me. I was like, I am upset with you for the way you were acting, but you shouldn't cry. You know, and sometimes I catch myself telling him, don't cry for something and I was little, I cried for it. You know what I mean? And my mom was like a huge eye opener for me. My mom was like, why are you telling him that when you were the same? I was like, what? I was a crybaby? I was like, yes, you were a crybaby. You will cry for everything. So I was like, I got to understand my son. So there's my daughter, on the other hand, I don't say I don't worry, but I don't really have to worry. She knows how to defend herself. You know, she comes from school and she's like, hey, what happened? Oh, this girl's picking on me. So
I've always said, and I've told this to Chloe, is that I am very afraid to have a daughter.
Dude.
Because it's a little different between I think you would know.
Different.
Having a son and having a daughter.
Yeah. So,
like, I know me, and I'm not perfect. If something happened to my daughter, I will be furious.
Oh, yeah.
Real furious. Almost to the point where I'm afraid I would do something.
No, and then you're right. Dude, you're absolutely right. So, I am like that with my kids. With Evie, it's like I literally have to be careful. I'll tell you guys something funny. Not funny, beautiful. I don't know why I said funny. When I was married with the kid's mom, and we found out that she was pregnant, I literally started praying for a girl. Kid you not, I wanted a girl. I wanted my firstborn to be a girl. Why? I didn't experience pure love, if that makes sense, when I was growing up. Like pure.
Explain that.
Like I didn't feel like I received love from my father.
You felt like you were treated differently from your
so
sisters.
I felt like I was treated different than my siblings. And honestly, at that moment I didn't understand it till when I had my kids. So now I'm like grateful. And I told my dad and I told my mom, hey, thank you for the way y'all raised me. You know, it was totally different. With the firstborn, I feel like the firstborns always have it rough.
Well, yes, they're learning to be a kid, but you're also it's your first time being a father.
Yeah.
You're growing up with them.
I am literally growing and learning on the way. So with my daughter, when we found out that we were going to have a girl, I kid you not, I cried like a baby. Like I'm talking about boogers, everything. Like boogers, snot. Like it's just like boogers going because I was crying.
I can picture that.
I was crying because I was happy because I was gonna have a girl. And every single pregnancy, I would pray how I wanted my kids. The second one, Liam, dude. Oh my God. When we found out she was pregnant again, I started praying. I was like, Lord, I want a boy, but I want him to look like her. I kid you not. I said I wanted him to look exactly like her. And I would pray about it. And every single pregnancy, I would lay down and put my hand on her stomach on her stomach and sing a worship song to every single one. The same song. Just worship for like a good 15 minutes. And you would feel in kick, like when they're moving, but then you feel like a little soft movement. And then you wouldn't feel them at all. I feel like they would fall asleep.
Like they almost calmed down.
Yeah, I feel like they fell asleep when I would do that. Well, Liam was born, and Liam is a replica of his mom. So I'm like stuck with their mom. Every time I look at him, I'm like, I see his mom. And that is not a bad thing. I see I see him, and Liam has and it's crazy. I know all the parents out there know this. Each kid that you have taught you something in life. My daughter, to love. My son Liam taught me to be patient. Was I patient? No. I had no patience at all.
Sometimes
I had no patience, man.
Sometimes you're still working with it.
Like, my son has autism. So all the people that have autism, kids that have autism, I know how it is. And bro, they're just beautiful kids, man. To be honest, when we found out, I cried because I thought that was something horrible. Because I didn't read up on it. I thought it was like a sickness. But honestly, it's a blessing. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And Liam, where he's at, he's taught me so much of patience, and I've learned so much with him. Noah came along, and Noah, I prayed that he had colored eyes. I did not pray for him to be like me at all. I did not. But I said, Lord, give me a son that has colored eyes. Like, I want a colored eye baby. Boom, Noah came out, dude. He has, bro, everywhere we go. Oh my God, he has beautiful eyes. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. The Lord gave him those eyes. So, honestly, he tells me, man, it still hasn't hit me. But when it's born, it's going to hit you. It hit me. And I was in all 3 pregnancies. Like, I was there for all 3 births. And honestly, it was an eye-opener. And I feel like you'll be a great dad, dude. No jokes. You'll be a great dad. We don't get instructions of how to be dads.
I wish. I wish there was an instruction manual.
You don't get an instruction manual how to be a dad. So I think you'll be great.
Man, that's what I had you for, man. I thought I was gonna,
brother,
get that manual from you.
Brother, I will babysit your kids. Just tell me, I'll babysit. But honestly, everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. This is a wrap for our first episode. This was mostly of how we are and how me and Connor would talk. This is the type of episode that we actually wanted. Yeah. Just talk to each other like we are just hanging out. And honestly, we also want you guys to reach out if y'all have any prayer requests or want us to talk about a topic that you guys need help on. Let us know. Please. Honestly, we'll be willing for your messages to come in. And all we want to say is thank you. I appreciate you. And tune in for Rooted and Real. And see you later.
You want to end it out with a prayer?
Yeah. Father, thank you for everything that you have done in this huge opportunity to use this platform to bless you and to be able to put your word out there, Lord. And please help us guide us at every moment and every episode. Guide us to be the difference. And let it be you, not us. You guide this podcast, not us. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Bye, guys.